One thing you were starting to get into there was how you grew your account to 1,000 followers in 40 days. And you were saying how you're just going hard, posting a bunch, commenting on other people's posts. Are those the same like inputs that you'd recommend to someone today to grow on Twitter?
Yeah, and not even just Twitter, but Threads.
Wait, what did you say?
Threads. The Threads app from Mark Zuckerberg.
An Instagram app.
Instagram
TikTok.
app. Andrew Tate. Just hitting all the SEO.
Yeah. We're greasing the algo. So we're hitting the keywords, so that's what that is.
So you had dinner
about
with
Threads.
Alex Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tate was there, so.
And Trump? What?
They're actually all on the
2023.
board of Threads.
Yeah. No, but like it was so I started commenting like 20 to 40 times a day. And because I was trying to grow before, and I was growing maybe 5-10 followers a day. And then my buddy Adam, he was growing quite aggressively at the time, and I was talking to him, and he just casually mentioned, "Yeah, I'm commenting 100 times a day."
What?
I was like, "What the fuck? 100 times a day?" And that's when I realized, like, oh, I just need to put a lot more volume than I thought was necessary.
Yep.
So I was like, just fucking going ham. with
What's the
comments.
split there when you're trying to grow a new account? Are you commenting 80% of the time and just posting 20% of the time, or like what's that balance usually look like?
Yeah, so the way I break it down is this is true for all social media. There's two parts of growing. So there's there's content. So you got to make sure you got good content. But if you have great content but zero distribution, like no traffic on your content, it doesn't matter if you have the best stuff in the world. It's like putting whipped cream on dog shit. It's not going to matter. So you need content and you need distribution. And distribution comes in the form of comments. So you can comment on people's posts that have the audience that you want, and you'll get some traffic that way. Or you can buy retweets. You can buy comments if it's LinkedIn. You can buy story shares if it's IG from people that have a larger audience, and that will get exposure to your content. And basically, when you combine those together, you got the traffic and the content. That's when you have the kind of formula for growing aggressively. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say, just going nicher on like the commenting strategy specifically? Because I feel like a lot of guys just go in there, they're like in the comments, and they're like, I'm commenting on all these people's posts, and you look at what they're commenting, and it's like, this is awesome. Like, thanks so much for sharing.
No, the worst is
emoji.
when someone just rehashes exactly what you said.
Yeah.
It's like at Grand Cathedral Cigars, like, oh, I love Grand Cathedral. Like, dude, shut the fuck up, please.
No,
God.
but yeah, like the way I look at it is you're just talking to a bro, you know? You're not being robotic, you're not rephrasing shit. You're like, oh yeah, dude, like blah blah blah, and like this is kind of my experience with that. Or I like the yes and framework from improv, you know? Someone says something, you yes and you add to it.
Yeah, you have to add to the conversation.
Exactly. And the thing that does the best is stories or anecdotes, where you could say, this is my experience with this, and you kind of give like a little snippet about into your world, your story, all that. And that's what gets profile clicks, because people are interested in people. They're like, oh, what the fuck? That's kind of interesting. I'm going to click on that guy's profile and check out what he's about. So anytime you can do that with comments or regular posts on social media, that's huge. Like stories, transformations, stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like one of the ways that I grew early on Twitter was through like just finding Twitter bros, like you mentioned.
Through
right?
me, motherfucker.
Pipe down, bro. Pipe down.
Yeah, I'm a retired ghostwriter. 1 for 1. I'm out.
Come back, bro, please.
I gotta come back. Yeah.
But yeah, one of the ways we grew early on was through just establishing like just an alliance of Twitter bros to like push our content with retweets and whatnot. And so for you, like back when you started, who were like some of those guys that helped you to just boost your posts and retweets?
So yeah, we did a engagement group early on. So George 10, copy grammar hippie,
How did that guy get so big?
fucking wrote a lot, dude. He wrote a lot of threads.
He's also a great writer.
He
Great
is.
writer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very conversational writing, really engaging. Studied him a lot. So him, a lot of the people we started out with, I think he's the only one that's actually like
Still there?
consistent. Yeah. But we have another guy, George. There's a bunch of people I can name, but yeah, there was probably a group of 20, but like 95% of them fell off. They weren't consistent.
Wow.
That's the biggest thing. You just got to like be consistent. And if you're If you just be consistent over a period of 1 to 2 years, it's impossible not to grow. Unless you're a potato, but there's a lot of
Unless you're a
potatoes.
potato.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.